Hello everyone. Today I will discuss about the muscle attachment of the scapula bone. Some muscles are originated and some muscles are inserted. Please share, subscribe and like my video. Now the muscle attachment. The multi-pinate subscapularis arises from the medial two-third of the subscapular fossa. Medial two-third of the subscapular fossa, the multi-pinate subscapular muscles are arises. The supraspinatus. The supraspinatus arises from the medial two-third of the supraspinatus fossa, including the upper surface of the spine. And the infraspinatus arises from the medial two-third of the infraspinatus fossa, including the lower surface of the spine. Lower surface of the spine. The deltoid arises from the lower border of the crest of the spine, from the lower border of the crest of the spine, and from the lateral border of the acromion process, lateral border of the acromion process. And the trapezius is inserted onto the upper border of the crest of the spine and into the medial border of the acromion, that is the deltoid. That is the trapezius. Trapezius is inserted into the upper border of the crest of the spine, and deltoid arises from the lower border of the crest of the spine, including the lateral border of the acromion. Now the serratus anterior muscle. It is inserted into the medial border. It is inserted on the medial border along the medial border of the costal surface. One digitation from the superior angle to the root of the spine. One digitation from the superior angle to the root of spine, two digitation to the medial border, two digitation and five digitation to the inferior angle. From the inferior angle. Now the long head of the biceps. Now this is the serratus anterior muscle. It is inserted in the medial border of the costal surface. Now the long head of the biceps arises from the supraglenoid tubercle. The long head of the biceps arises from the supraglenoid tubercle. The long head of the and the short head from the lateral part of the tip of the coracoid process. The coracobrachialis arises from the medial part of the tip of the coracoid process. The coracobrachialis from the medial part of the tip of the coracoid process. Pectoralis minor muscle. Next muscle is pectoralis minor. It is inserted into the medial border and superior surface of the coracoid process. The medial border and the superior surface of the coracoid process. Next is the long head of the triceps arises from the intraglenoid tubercle, and the long head of the biceps arises from the supraglenoid tubercle. Now next is the teres minor muscle. It arises by two slips from the upper two-thirds of the rough strip on the dorsal surface along the lateral border. On the lateral border. Along the lateral border. That is the teres minor muscle. And next is the teres major muscle. Arises from the lower two-thirds of the rough strip on the dorsal aspect of the lateral border. On the dorsal aspect of the lateral border. The levator scapulae is inserted along the dorsal aspect of the medial border. Dorsal aspect of the medial border from the superior angle to the root of the spine. That is the levator scapulae muscles. Levator scapulae muscles. Next muscle is the rhomboids minor and rhomboids major. Rhomboids minor muscle. It is inserted into the medial border on the dorsal aspect opposite to the root of the spine. That is the rhomboid minor muscle. Rhomboid major muscle. It is inserted onto the medial border. Into the medial border between the root of the spine and the inferior angle. Between the root of the spine and the inferior angle, rhomboid major muscle, the rhomboid minor muscle. In the medial border opposite to the root of the spine and the inferior belly of the omohyoid muscles. It arises from the upper border near the suprascapular knot. This is the suprascapular knot, and here is the origin of the inferior belly of the omohyoid muscle. Next is the margin of the glenoid cavity. Here is the margin of the glenoid cavity, and here is the capsular attachment. It gives attachment to the capsule of the shoulder joint and to the glenoid labrum, which is cartilaginous. This glenoid labrum is cartilaginous. Now, the different ligaments are present in the scapula. First is the coracoacromial ligament. Next is the coracohumeral ligament. Third is the transverse ligament. And fourth is the spinoglenoid ligament. The coracoacromial ligament, it is attached to the lateral border of the coracoid process, and to the medial side of the tip of the acromion process. That is the coracoacromial ligament. It is attached between the coracoid and the acromion. That is the coracoacromial ligament. Next is the coracohumeral ligament. It is attached to the root of the coracoid process. Next is the transverse ligament. It bridges across the suprascapular notch. Here is the transverse ligament is located. And this ligament is convert the suprascapular notch into the foramen, and this foramen transmits the suprascapular nerve, and suprascapular vessels lies above the ligament. It means the suprascapular vessels, it lies above the ligament, and below the ligament transmits the suprascapular nerve. Next is the spinoglenoid ligament. This is the spinoglenoid notch, and here the ligament is present in between this notch and the spinoglenoid ligament, the glenoid cavity. The ligament is the spinoglenoid ligament, and suprascapular vessels and the nerve passage deep to it. Here is the suprascapular notch, and here is the suprascapular, the transverse ligament. The vessels, the suprascapular vessels, lies above the ligament, and nerve and into a foramen transmits suprascapular nerve, and the vessels lies above the ligament. But in case of the spinoglenoid ligament, the suprascapular vessels and nerve passage deep to it. This is all about the scapula bone, the different ligament of the scapula bone. Some muscles are originated and some muscles are inserted. Thank you.